All right, welcome back, everyone, to Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans, right here on the YouTube and the Twitch, and wherever you get your podcast audio worldwide, baby. To my left, your right, Mr. Front Row Bill. How you doing tonight?
Doing good, J-Bone. In the post-rebellion fog, haze, delirium, as we had our second tentpole pay-per-view of the year for TNA, and it was a doozy out there in Cleveland. And we saw, obviously, most people know one of my personal favorites make the return to the company in person, because we obviously his last return was during COVID without fans, so it was a little different way. We were able to react here on TNI because I was on TNI at the time, and that's when me and Trent went some after dark until like 5 a.m. When we saw the return of EC3. But now obviously we got him back in person, which is great to see, and looking forward to it. But we did have a title change, pretty significant title change on the card. We had some developing, a Hall of Fame announcement. Some big changes. So, lot to talk about.
Oh yeah. So, all right. So tonight I'm going to be drinking something a little different. I had one of these the other day, but I bought one for the show. It's the Mountain Dew Dirty cream soda. So it's very tasty. I enjoy it. I love a good cream soda, and this has just a little different taste to it.
Okay, little different,
but it's not so different. Like if you enjoy cream soda and you enjoy Mountain Dew, you're gonna love this, and you're gonna be shocked how good the two go together. It's crazy. So, so Bear contacted me last night. He's like, "Hey, no spoilers. I'm not going to join you for the live reaction." And he had other stuff he was watching, so he must have caught up on it between tonight and today.
Worked out perfect now.
His first reaction is TNA should never come back to Cleveland. Why? I will say this: the reaction to EC3 did surprise me. Let's get that out of the way.
Well, and we'll get to, there's going to be a few things, but overall, and because I think we tend to do this a lot of time over the years for cities and buildings that TNA goes to. Don't let a few people or a partial reaction from a crowd kind of influence the overall city. I don't want to ever kind of cast the because in the end, I believe the attendance was close to 4,000 people for Rebellion.
Oh, that's great.
I think it would that would be a record. Like, I don't think TNA's put anything out yet, because maybe there's not even the official number, but it looks like it surpassed 3,500. I forget, Critical Stig might know what the Rebellion high point was. Obviously it was probably last year in LA. But I forget what the actual head count was there. So it's probably, I guess it's got to be pretty close though.
I thought the crowd was great. I mean,
I'd say overall it was great. There were a few things, but we'll get into the few things that I think people are kind of talking about regarding crowd reactions. But you want to talk about EC3, so go ahead.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that he didn't get more of a pop. I mean, you visibly you were the hardest clapper in the crowd, Bill.
Well, I was going to, but I think what you have there, and they did do a good job. Obviously, short notice. Pretty much we knew, and we talked about it on the Thursday show, that like there was the TNA trunk chest, what you will. And we were even talking about the possibility of it being EC3 in the box.
Yeah.
And Friday, about what, noon, just after noon, they actually teased. You heard the trouble, the foam finger, the trunks. So you pretty much knew it then. They didn't
Yeah.
officially say it yet, and then maybe a couple hours later, I think they made it more official. Like they started tagging EC3. I think earlier Saturday, they actually had him on a poster. I believe the image you have right now. They started advertising that. So the last 24 to 48 hours, they did do, like, they put his name out there, which they hadn't done before, which I think was smart because he is a Cleveland guy, has exited his own promotion out there, Exodus Pro Wrestling. And I think that they drove some of that walk-up traffic because I think the belief is they may have had well over 1,000 walk-ups or day of sales.
Oh, I think so.
And I think a lot of that was pushed by the EC3 announcement, just like we saw like AJ Styles there. But now we get into a little bit of what I'll talk about with the differences on some of the stuff you saw with the crowd. And it's one of those things, overall, it's a positive, but it can also give you a little bit of these reactions because EC3 is a TNA guy through and through. I think we all agree on that. Obviously, he showed back up. He came from developmental there, but he made his bones. He became EC3 here in TNA.
Yeah.
But then he went obviously back he went to NXT, WWE. A lot of the fans that came, and we know Matt Hardy put out, they have a new record Hardy party, 5+ hour meet and greet after Rebellion. A lot of Hardy fans packed that building, and sadly, maybe more of a casual or old attitude era fan base didn't know EC3, even though he's from Cleveland, because that's they and there's nothing wrong. That's a good thing to attract a casual fan base. But the hardcore TNA fans, they were giving it up for EC3. The Cleveland local scene, they were giving up for EC3. But those casual fans, like maybe upper bowl type seats, they may not have known as much for that reaction. Because obviously I want everybody being the same as enthused as I was, which was very enthused. But I think overall you'll see it. And you got to remember, what's EC3's bread and butter? It's being on the mic. It's talking on the stick. That didn't, like, they were just throwing the name out there and the image without really saying, like, he needs to introduce himself to get the crowd.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see that, but it will build up over time because, like this, my only thing, because I've been trying to figure creatively the way to bring EC3 back, and I wasn't sure how they would do it. So kind of doing it with EY makes sense. He was there, but he was focused on the cleanse and stuff. I didn't see that being the intersect. So I think, like, with the live crowd, and once again, they announced it. Let's not kid ourselves there too. They said EC3 was going to be there.
Yeah.
So you're killing a surprise pop. Now, if he just showed, like, if the lights went out, and ladies and gentlemen, then you get like the AJ Styles.
Yeah.
But once again, but that's because we got the song. The pop there was for not knowing the song, and that was also part of the pop. But the TNA heads, because we weren't sure for sure it would be trouble. But it's a more, it feels like, at least initially, a more maybe a matured version of the original gimmick.
Yeah.
Which I'm on board for.
Oh yeah. And I didn't realize how much he had been posting about TNA and stuff over the last, because I was following him really heavy around the time of
the AMC announcement, Genesis. He was all over it. And then he was not as much. It was sporadic compared to initially. But then obviously once it kind of all that, like, he's a great promoter. And he's putting it all over now, which is great to see.
I didn't, I was questioning it, but then I looked at his Twitter after we did our Thursday night show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was looking for it now, and I couldn't find it. If I read it better, I probably find it really quick. But I was listening to you, and I was just scrolling down real quick. He had a post from somewhere this past week talking about looking over the lake, about Lake Erie. And I was like, Lake Erie. And so, I got a D in geography, and I'm like, where is Lake Erie? I look at a map on Google. Sure as shit, that's the lake that Cleveland's on.
Yes.
And as soon as I read that promo that he put on Twitter, and the videos are great. I love the videos. I was like, oh, I knew that night he was going to be there. I'm like, it's happening. And then I saw your stuff the next day while I was at work, and I'm like, oh yeah, they revealed the the opening of the chest, and I was like, oh my god, So yeah, I couldn't be happier. I'm ecstatic. I mean, I watched it back, like, because they clipped up everything on YouTube, and I watched it back, and so there was more of a pop than I realized there was. But at first, it didn't seem like much, but there was chance. And then he's like, I'm from Cleveland, bitch, tosses the mic, and then there was a big pop. So yeah, the crowd, like you said, they did spoil the surprise. So that does make sense that there wasn't a, like, they knew it was happening. They knew when it was during the show when it was going to happen. So yeah, but so it's, and I can't wait to see him in action against Eric Young. That's gonna be
Thursday. Great. The appointment viewing.
That's good. And so the tapings are on Tuesday and Wednesday.
Correct. Yeah. So like I'll assume it's going to happen on Tuesday. I don't know for sure if it is, because it could happen Tuesday or Wednesday to air on Thursday. But it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
But right. Yeah,
it makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah. Nothing, like, they didn't do anything taped before or after.
Okay. So overall, I think we can both agree that the crowd itself for the show was good. Just there were moments that were a little surprising.
Yeah, there were a few moments that were surprising, and just like anything else, sometimes it doesn't come over as loud or maybe as impactful as it does live. Sometimes it can't capture it as good.
Right.
And I think that might be part of the case as well, because it was a good pop. It definitely was a good. But obviously, me, I wanted to go crazy every time.
This is great right here. I gotta put this up here. How much did they pay you for the commercial, Bill? Let's talk about that for a minute, and then we'll jump into the show. So they talked about the collaboration with it was iHeartRadio, right? For the special seats for the whatever special packages there were, titanium or whatever it was.
Dream seats, yeah. Yep.
So they talked about that like halfway through the show, and all of a sudden the camera's on Bill holding up the chair, and he's like, and I'm like, oh my god, there's Bill with the chair. So I'm assuming you got to take the chair home.
Yes.
That's awesome. That is really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm starting to get quite the collection of TNA chairs, which is always
nice. Cool. Now I have to ask you this. Did you get it autographed at all after the show?
No. Good question. I did not. Well, Javo, I'm here right now. I took my chair and I walked out the door, got in my car, and came home.
No, I know.
But
I'm
like,
just saying,
it's interesting.
Yeah.
Other than like if there was like kind of like a fan access interaction, like where like you happen to have it at the time, then I would probably get it out autographed like that.
Yeah.
I think I have like, it's funny you say that because what I think I have one back from like a Canada TNA pay-per-view that I do have autographs on, but for the most part, I do not.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you up here bugging me? Rocky's jumped on my desk.
There you go. Excited about all
he's a big EC3 fan, and he loved the pay-per-view, didn't you? No, you didn't watch it. Goofy cat. So yeah, anything else before we jump into reviewing the whole shebang?
No, we'll get into some aspects as we go over it, but well, I think I should let everybody know to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't.
Yes.
Ring the bell for notifications.
So, all right. What are you doing? What are you smelling? You are so goofy. All right, you need to get down before you start jumping on keyboards and stuff. Okay. I know what he wants. Hang on one second.
All right. He's got some stuff going on. But let's just see what we got here in the chat. Go ahead. All
right. So just making sure he gets some treats, that's all. Because that's what he wants.
Everyone knows what they want. Do you know what the people want? Do you know what the TNA fam wants, J-Bone?
What do they want?
They want to know about Rebellion.
No way. Oh, that's right. That's why we're here. Well, let's do this. All right. So I didn't write anything down about the pre-show. I watched a little bit of it. I saw portions of was it Ryan Nemeth versus BDE?
Mm-hmm.
Now, they faced off a couple weeks ago, didn't they? Or am I thinking of something else? Oh, okay. So this is a rematch.
Yeah, although obviously, but I'll tell you, it was an interesting approach because we knew like Nic Nemeth would probably be a face reaction based on everything we've been seeing. But it was like, well, Ryan get that too. And then Ryan makes sure to cut a promo saying that he's from Cleveland, went to school there. However, he dons the Pittsburgh Steelers gear to get the heel heat. So good job.
Jeez Louise. Wow. Oh, this is great. Yeah, Bill, did you get a lollipop for J-Bone?
I did not get any extra lollipops, although there were a lot of lollipops. We'll get into the lollipops. I did get one for myself, which I enjoyed during the match. It felt like it was right to have it during the match.
That is funny. All right. So BDE versus Ryan Nemeth. Ryan Nemeth wins again. BDE.
The Ryan Nemeth push. Yeah, BDE. He's looking for that some victories right now.
That first TNA victory. Yeah. And I know some fans out there, oh, he jobbed to Ryan. Oh, look, just relax. It's BDE is what's the phrase, Bill? You know, when someone's earning their way through wrestling.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's paying his dues.
Paying his dues. Exactly. He's paying his dues. So,
oh yes,
BDE has a long career ahead of him. Buns of Steel. What's that?
That's what his trunk said on the back. Buns of Steel.
Are you serious?
Steelers. Come on, J-Bud.
That's hilarious.
It's some
I'm
Ryan Nemeth
sorry,
at
I
his
missed
best.
him. I saw him celebrating, and he was, cutting up in front of the camera. I saw that. He was all.
He had his parents. He had his parents there.
The
Called
old
himself a mama's boy.
Yes. Yeah, he was all. Yeah, freaking out.
Coming to his theater.
So no, look, I'm happy for him. I'm glad he is a part of TNA. I'm glad TNA is giving him a chance, because God knows that other company did not do hardly anything for him. So you're back. What do you want? You're such a goof. All right. So that was the only match on the pre-show, on the countdown.
Mm-hmm.
I was a little surprised, because sometimes we get like
usually it's 2
extra
but
matches.
It's a different now pre-show setup. So maybe that's going to be the thing going forward, because you saw like a lot of it was upfronts now with and obviously we had Daria, the suit, for the most part with Tom and Matt, and then we had some guests there. We had Chicago's own. We had Ace Steel in there.
Yes.
So we had obviously some promos cut. Your typical set up everything going on the pay-per-view. Get those last minute sales. I thought they did a good job. The thing I really liked, and kudos to Scoops, friend of the show, Gia Miller, her doing the fan interaction stuff in the crowd. Like who do you want to see? Like getting the kids, like going Hardys, kick some butt.
Yeah,
nice. that was good stuff.
Yeah, she's awesome for that. I thought I read on Twitter that she's going to start a podcast.
She did say she's going to start a podcast.
Yeah, we'll see.
Scoops, they'll be everywhere.
Scoops, yes. Coming to an audio platform near you. All right. Let's address this real quick. Bill was the only one who didn't boo Carlos. Like I said, I didn't watch the whole pre-show, but I heard Carlos got booed.
There was a smattering of boos. It wasn't
smattering.
There was a smattering coming from, I would say, the same group of fans that did some stuff. Like I said, I think you're going to get this at almost any bigger wrestling show for the most part. Yeah. But obviously you have, just like a wrestler can go into business for himself, you can get some fans that go into business for himself. And obviously, even though they're at a TNA show,
they pop themselves.
They might be sickos, if you catch my drift here. So they're not watching this right now, shall we say? So
it wasn't thousands of the crowd booing him.
No. There was some, and I kind of, and I think they kind of prepared. I think they knew that. I think they knew Carlos might get some heat at the show based on the internet discourse. But once again, I wouldn't pay any attention to that, because for the most part, is that it's not going to have much going on. Like, it's not going to really affect anything, because it's still a small part of the wrestling.
People are going to forget about
and who's actually attending your shows. Yeah, but once again, there's some wrestlers, because people have to get on their soapboxes. But if you look at the actual facts of anything, there's really no reason, because the same thing they think that they're getting on people on, their company's done the same thing. Because that's wrestling. This tends to happen, as we talked about the other night. So I wouldn't get on a high horse to talk about it. And once again, we don't know all the details for why, what, and timing of stuff. But I'm sure it made sense for them. They gave their reasoning. But once again, it's a grand scheme. It needed to be done. I've called for that to be done numerous times on this show. just by going to different indie shows. But now this didn't happen on there. So I don't even know if you saw this, J-Bone. But did you see what are the new, spoiler alert, international champion, Mustafa Ali, has put out there? They released a promo after Rebellion Order 4.
Oh.
And he has now put a challenge out there to any independent wrestler to come after the belt.
Oh, that's interesting.
So I think that was a very savvy move to go, hey, we want to work with everybody. But if you're working for another company that's not part of our plans, then that doesn't make sense for us. Right. But anybody out there, if you have a contract somewhere else, then we can't do business. But if you're out there and not, we'll give you an opportunity here.
Right.
And that's what you should be doing, because that's what you should be looking for, not placating to billionaires that just want to pad their egos. And if you don't do it, you can't win with them. Because all they wanted to see was their guys go over. They didn't really want to see the matches.
Exactly. Exactly.
They say that, but they don't mean that. So
yeah. This guy. Well, okay, so this guy says, Bill, is that suit up on sale on eBay? We'll get to that when we get to the EC3 part. We'll talk more about the suit. But we will get to that. Okay, we're not gonna talk about it right now. So, but yeah, that's
what do you call a tease in the business?
Stick around. Preview of coming attractions. All right. So as we jump into the main card here, I see we got a few more numbers here. Great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that sub button if you're new here. Memberships are open. It's a great way to support the show. And there are new emotes for members, and all three stages get the emotes, and you can drop them in the chat to help support whoever we're talking about. So that's what we're trying to do, is kick that up. And the Patreon, like I announced the other night, the Patreon is coming back. It's going to be another great way to help support the show. We'll give you guys details in the future once we get some more stuff concrete. As far as what kind of content we're going to be giving you guys. It might be some after darks, might be some other kind of content, might bring back a few old members of the show to talk to us or talk wrestling or whatever. We'll see. It's all in the works. So hang tight, people. But in the meantime, like I said, smash that like button. All right. And all right, so TNA Rebellion 2026, we start out hot. We got Leon Slater defending his TNA X-Division title against Cedric Alexander. Man, I don't know how many times they've done this, Bill, but it never gets old. It's a great way to get the crowd fired up. It's a great way to showcase the homegrown talent from this brand, TNA. Man, it's amazing. It's amazing. And I tell you what, I was ready for a lot of title changes tonight because Leon unfortunately couldn't defend his title for a while because he was gone, but he had some other opportunities and he came back. And is this the first time he's defended it in a while?
I feel like he defended it one other time since.
Like, I was trying to remember. I don't think he did on Sacrifice, did he? That was a tag match, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm double checking. Probably Critical Sting might you might know before I do. So
is Critical Sting in here?
Oh yeah, he's in here. Come on, Joe. I think we've highlighted some of his chat already.
Did we? Oh yeah, there he is. He's in here. Okay.
Okay, yeah, EY and Sacrifice. Yeah, there we go. I knew he had one. He had one.
Oh, I tried to. There it is. It was EY. Okay, thank you. See, it's all like moment to moment. I forget it 5 seconds later. It's just don't ask me any matches from Sacrifice. I couldn't tell you. That's the way my brain works. Thanks, guys. Okay. Yes, let's talk about oh my God, that brain buster.
Oh, and against Nic Nemeth as well. I forgot about that.
Oh yeah. That brain buster that Cedric Alexander hit Leon Slater with off the top ropes. Well, because it looked like it was off the turnbuckle, but when they replayed it from another angle, his head / neck clearly bounced off the rope right next to the turnbuckle. And it just was, oh my God, it was terrifying to watch. And then he just crumbles all the way down to the floor. That's a hell of a drop. Man. But what did you think about the match?
6 spot. Well, we know, like I've been watching Cedric since his old Ring of Honor days. And obviously, he can go in the ring. And Leon, obviously, one of the best up-and-coming wrestlers that TNA has produced in a long time. So you knew it had the potential to be a very good match. And obviously, we saw it once before. But it feels like another level right now. Like I think Leon's getting to the in-ring point where he is getting like near top of his game. And Cedric, experience, can do a lot, was up to the task to match him. And they put on a great one here. And like, yeah, that was one of the sickest spots of the night. Maybe the sickest spot of the night from Cedric there. But everything else, and like obviously the crowd, that this was a good way to get that crowd engaged early on. So they were bought in for Leon.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So and just since it's the thing to say online from the haters, J-Bone, I have a feeling he's going to be feeding his family pretty well, Leon, now and into the future.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that and the way the match went, I like I said, I would not have been surprised if Cedric won. I was ready for a title change, and it's nothing against Leon. It's just how the match went. The back and forth for a while was really,
Yeah, and it felt like, obviously, if you've been watching Impact lately, it was definitely setting up for the potential of a big night for the system. And it was still a big night for the system. But we've seen this before. Like, could they walk away with all the gold tonight? So
yeah, I was ready for that. I feel like it's coming, with this new chapter for the system. Mm-hmm. But well, not everything happened tonight. Let's jump into the next match here. Elijah versus King Kaz, as I'd like to call him.
Oh, King Kaz.
This match was supposed to be a regular match, and it turned into almost a hardcore match. Not with chairs flying everywhere and everything, but man, when Kaz had that guitar strap, and he was laying it into Elijah, I was like, oh. And a lot of stuff happens with they talk about the ref's discretion, how much will the ref allow? And I think fans, including myself and probably you as well, were very surprised at this match and how much went. Now the ref did, only let so much go, when it went to, the guitar starts flying around, but what'd you think, Bill?
No, I like when that happened early, yeah, you're right. Like when the guitar strap came into play, and this was Ref Frank Gastineau on this one. Like you saw, like Frankie almost wanted to get out of there, so he was using the strap and wanted to DQ. But Frank was but Elijah was real quick. He's like, no, don't stop it. And there it is, the ref's discretion. So the strap became in play. Yeah. It really became a strap match. So I liked that they allowed that, because I'll tell you, man, they went there because he was giving it to Elijah, but then when Elijah got it, he did a face shot with the strap. He was all over him. Everybody wants to know about that.
Styles in the chat says, "Hey William, can I get that blazer back, please?" What's up, Styles? How you doing, man?
Oh, Gary, yeah, he knows. He knows the Easter eggs. The strap does have a fondness for me from the fans' revenge match.
Yes.
I was ready to be like, "Hey, need a belt?"
You were ready to throw one in the ring. There you go. Yeah, you might have gotten in a little bit of trouble for that one. trouble.
Only when asked. Although I did offer Carlos my hat when that no good Stacks was messing with his hat again.
Oh, right. Yeah. All right. So Kaz wins this one. Elijah, he said, and I think I said this during the live reaction. I either the live reaction or recently on our show, that Elijah, it feels like, he's still very, very popular, but he hasn't won as many as I think fans would have figured. It almost seems like he's might be the most 50-50 booked guy on the roster at this point, is what it feels like. Does it feel like that to you, Bill?
For the main event scene, possibly.
Yeah.
But yeah. I think he's got a gimmick and all where wins and losses aren't as important,
right,
for Elijah.
Yeah.
But you look at him, he can be right there, kind of in that main event scene a lot.
Oh yeah.
So it's okay. You kind of see he's very much like a lot of guys in this company right now. He's it's in there. It's also to elevate other people too, and you see that the same thing very, very much like Kaz too, because Kaz will be in the main event, world champion, and then he'll lose on Impact. But then Elijah's perfect to help kind of get him back on board, right. Which I think you saw a little bit as we go through some other matches on this card. Other people push, but then reasoning, and that's the thing. And I know some of the some of the stuff I was hearing today is now all of a sudden it's if there is like the strap in the match, that's all of a sudden too many people are taking their wrestling way too seriously. Maybe TNA isn't for them if they're that serious. So it's anything well, since that got involved, that should have just been a DQ. So in their mind, it's like a DQ match. So I don't know what these people want. I don't think they want to be entertained. I think I think they're looking for spots and they just judge stuff on spots. But
some
there's
people
stories being told. The whole cemetery angle from Thursday was excellent. And then we had a payoff in this match, and we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah.
But it was this was overall not in totally, but the heels. But that kind of makes sense because if you look at kind of the pay-per-views, like especially the earlier in the year ones, you're going to have the heels kind of come out a little more on top. For then at Slammiversary and Bound for Glory, the faces hopefully get some wins to close out some stories.
Yeah. All right, let's get into this next match here, and I'm going to say this right off the bat. In my professional podcasting opinion, I believe that a star was born in this next match. Ooh. And I'm talking about Moose versus Special Agent Zero.
Well, you know, I've been calling it for a while here, J-Bone. Yeah. That they, especially when we saw the 4-on-4 match, like you saw, like, will they break him out? Will they break him out? Because, like, yeah, he can handle it. Like, you see what he can do. Will they go in this direction? And now, obviously, based on what Ali's doing, Zero getting now. Obviously, there were some shenanigans played that play out over the course of the show, but he gets a win over Moose, who just took out the system. Like, huge pop, one of the biggest faces in the company right now. Like, honestly, like, you go Hardy's, Moose, like, for crowd, but Santana, like, they're your most over acts, and to get a win over Moose, even with some shenanigans being played. Zero, Special Agent Zero. It feels like huge push opportunity is coming right now.
Yeah.
Like, if we all, but now it's going to be interesting to see where Ali goes. But if we think it could possibly be Santana Ali at some point, it was like maybe before that, maybe there is that big program with Santana and Zero.
Oh, I possibly, yeah. You know, and I just, well, yeah, there's in the chat. Here we go. They're already calling for it, Bill. Zero for champ. And that's not necessarily what kind of champion, but
could be. There's a few places they could go with it. Zero for the X-Division.
Hey, yeah. If
limits,
if Moose can be a strong X-Division guy, you know, and granted, yeah, he was heel and he was just kind of, you know, but he was proving himself. I think, you know, the fact that he's not just a big guy wrestler going to wrestle against a bunch of other big guys. No, Moose is that good. He can perform with a bunch of different kinds of wrestlers, stars, whatever. So yeah, if you're let's put, you know, Zero in that category. Hey, huge feather in his cap. He beat Moose, then I think he could do anything. You know, I'm not saying he could beat
first singles. I'm not TNA saying match.
I'm not saying he could beat everyone, because let's be real, because we've seen what Moose has gone through, and he's been beat down a lot. There were points in the last few weeks where he could barely walk, you know?
Yeah, by the end of the system push, going through that gauntlet, yeah, he was barely making it, but he still got it done.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he did. So, you know, so then, you know, it's, to me, it feels realistic with everything he's gone through, that finally someone new caught him off guard and beat him. It makes total sense to me. I'm okay with it, you know. And this kind of win does not hurt Moose. It just makes Moose's story a lot more interesting, because someone came practically out of nowhere that we have not seen much featured on TNA, other than, you know, interference or you know, outside of the ring moments. He'll grab someone and rough someone up, you know.
And then
besides the Rascals
occasional
match. Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
But as
yeah.
Critical Sting says here, like, and I know people are asking, like, hey, like, why didn't he? Where's this guy been? Like, saying shame somebody like William True, Agent Zero, is only now getting a shot on TV. I'll tell you, if there's one thing that you can really take away from the Border Brawl show from Zonify, if that was how they found Special Agent Zero, what a win that was. Like, I don't know how much they were paying attention to him beforehand, but obviously he worked that event, gave a good impression, because right after that is when they pretty much brought him in to work as part of Order 4. So it just shows you like how things can kind of work out. And obviously we talked about at the time, like maybe that like big cast like W. Morrissey, who obviously was a big guy, seemed like he was in that throes of this bigger push,
Mm-hmm.
and then he left before it got very big, but you could see it was kind of there, like, and we'll get into it when we talk about the knockouts, because I think that like you could equate similarly, but probably not even like she was getting a bigger push than even he was. But like I think I was saying it, I thought W. Morrissey was probably going to be world champ definitely within a year, maybe even 6 months at that time.
Yeah.
Before he left. Like he was on that trajectory. But like obviously Danny Luna, I think, was very similar. There was extenuating visa issues and all with her. But then and I know we'll get into that because that's why I think people aren't going to like the timing of how things are going in the knockouts division with the world title. But that's all because of what happened there. Like
it affected a lot of stuff.
Winning, but then the same thing like with you have different things. Like we talked about it with Leon Slater. Like that did have an effect, and obviously it affected the debut on AMC. So there was a whole bunch of things with that.
Now this is an interesting comparison. A1 here says Agent Zero is the Batista. I know you meant Batista. Batista to Ali's Triple H. Barista. Zero makes a mean freaking coffee. Did you know that, Bill? Yeah. Agent Zero is the Batista to Ali's Triple H. I'm going to change that a little bit, and I'm going to say that Agent Zero is the Kevin Nash to Ali's Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. No, there's definitely some similarities to like we'll just say confident, arrogant, cocky, champion, or a guy in champion, and the heavy with them, and what kind of push that person gets. Like, one of mine, and he was with different groups and people like that as well as Psycho Sid, in that same kind of manner. But that's the thing. Like, I almost like, even though he's the reserved special agent right now, I almost want, when we start eventually hearing from Special Agent Zero, I want him to be like Psycho Sid. I want him just to be like a madman when he talks.
Okay.
Like, just like when he speaks, he just talks like he's a crazed man that's just gonna end you. But then he's calm, so he just goes like fly off the handle. Who's Bell's boy here saying he's putting him and Ali as the MVPs of the pay-per-view.
Oh yeah,
I'm not gonna really.
I hear you.
I'm not gonna disagree with that. They're definitely up there.
Yeah, absolutely. So and we could go on and on with that, but let's go to the next one. But yeah, props to Agent Zero and props to Moose. It was I'm sure it was a dark horse match for many people last night. A little shocking, but like I said, I feel like a star was born. hardcore country match. Now I heard
baby.
I heard pros and cons about this one, but
What?
look, let's be real.
Oh,
This
once
was
again, why? Because it's not serious enough for the serious wrestling fan.
right. Yeah.
Oh man, see, if these wrestling fans keep taking themselves this seriously, I don't know what we're gonna do, Jay. But
I know. I was a little surprised.
This was awesome.
Look,
This
everyone.
was awesome.
I enjoyed it. And look, everyone's allowed their own opinion. I was just a little surprised during the live reaction at how negative people say, yeah, okay, see, right there. I knew it. Yes. God, no. That's fine. If you didn't dig it, you didn't dig it. You know, I'm not going to try to twist your arm and be like, oh, come on, man. You know, but look, hardcore country match, the Elegance brand, Ash is back.
That's the thing. And I think, like, critical stick, this was a pure turn your brain off match. Like, now, once again, can you have wrestling with that? Like, because I think you can. Like, because let's not kid ourselves. Like, we're going in these different areas, the undead realm, the comedy. But, like, this is the mix of hardcore and comedy, this match.
Absolutely.
Add your support too with this one. But that's what I like. See, that's what I like about TNA. Because they'll do this.
Right.
They go against
you get a little bit of everything. You can have your extreme matches that truly are extreme. You get you get some
You'll
color.
get your buckets of blood if you need it.
Right.
Or you'll get a bucket of beans and meat from the meat truck.
Oh, jeez. Where's the beef?
Or the pickles. We have heavy pickles in this one.
Oh, man. But yeah, so Ash is back. Great to see her. She was losing her mind.
Oh, Ash, so great to have Ash back. Oh.
I'm done a mark. Oh, man. And joined by Maggie and Heather. I can't call her M. I'm sorry. It's like
M, J-Bo.
I
don't know
it's
this Maggie you speak of.
I know it's M, but I feel like if you call her it's gonna get me in trouble. That's why I call her Maggie.
You don't have multiple M's, J-Bud. This isn't like like come on, J-Bud. It's M. M. Like in like a James Bond movie, or even
Agent M.
Men in Black. Like Agent, like you can M.
This match is brought to you by the letter M. All right. Versus the legendary knockouts, ODB, Taryn, Terrell, and Mickie James. This was a lot of
Taryn Terrell during this match.
Oh, there you go. Whose shirt is that?
I am Taryn Terrell.
Oh, okay.
One of my original Taryn Terrell shirts.
Oh, that's okay. So that's an OG shirt. Oh, okay.
OG.
Nice. So what, and I can't remember anything specific about this match. I think I took a break for a little bit of it. And no, I'm not calling this a bathroom match by any means. I just had stuff I had to do. So I stepped away for a little bit. I figure if I'm going to miss anything, this is one of them. But then I got back
for one of the matches I was most involved in, J-Bone.
I hear you.
Yeah, haystacks.
But then I sat down.
You had a wheelbarrow. Those wheelbarrow spots were crazy. Em took a couple wheelbarrow. I was worried about her.
I'm gonna have to play it back. I'm gonna have to watch the whole thing again. But yeah, talk about it, Bill.
No, I had a good time. Like anytime, like obviously, because we thought we weren't going to see Ash, and now Ash is back. And Ash being around is great. Like she's one of those knockouts where I think at some point she does have that, like she could be champ for sure. She has that equality. And Heather, like all good. And Iceman, can't ever go wrong. Mr. Elegance, the whole gang. But then the legends. You got anytime you got Mickie James, like we talked about, like that is the one thing, because we have a lot of great talent in the Knockouts division, a lot of future championship caliber talent for sure.
Yeah.
But as I talked about early on the show, when you're talking these bigger venues, getting thousands upon thousands of people to attend live and to grow this, you need some of the names that people know from both TNA, but probably from the just wrestling in general. And
Yeah.
Mickie James is about as big a name as this company has ever produced.
Yeah.
From way back when, OG. So anytime Mickie
From
James,
year one,
yeah, the Hall of Famer can be involved, great. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then bringing Terrell back, which I did not have on my bingo card until obviously they started doing the social media stuff. But that was great to see, because she kind of, as we'll talk about this segment later, of a Hall of Famer, didn't have really a proper exit from the company. So seeing her come back, and maybe even coming back in a role just beyond this one-off. But it was great to see her, because obviously her and Gail had some great matches. So seeing some of the names of the past, that's wrestling. People love bringing back, like when you can bring back some of the names to either elevate the current roster or build other people by bringing them back in and working programs. So
Yeah.
but like overall, like the spots were great. Like they were just going at it everywhere. Like, but that's the thing. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the ones that the pure wrestling fan is gonna have. But I guess I'm just so used to that, since I was an ECW guy growing up.
Right.
And like you would that's kind of be like, oh my gosh, why are they doing that? It's too violent. It's too this. But even like great old TNA, like come on. We were having the fish market fight. Like, this stuff's always been a part of this company. Like, that's
Oh,
why,
yeah.
that's what I expect from this company. If
Yeah.
I wanted to watch just basic wrestling, I'd watch something else.
Yeah. So yeah. Yeah. And I popped, I saw the lollipops get busted out. I thought that was funny.
That was great. But then, like, because obviously Taryn came out in dollhouse gear. She had like the dollhouse shirt. She used the doll in the match. So I don't know. Like, maybe it's a tease for a future return of the dollhouse.
Oh man. Now, who was in the dollhouse? It was,
well, there was a few. I think there were two versions. What, Marty Bell and Mia Yim?
okay. That's the one I remember.
I think.
And lately, of course, Meechin, my Mia Yim, she's in SmackDown right now, WWE.
Mm-hmm.
But Marty Bell has been back and forth in and out of NWA lately, I think, tagging with she's part of the Hex, right? One half of the Hex tag team.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So, and they made an appearance in TNA, a couple of years ago, I think.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Because I feel like they brought him in a couple different rounds.
Yeah. Yeah, once
and
or
the
twice.
Last one, yeah, wasn't too long ago.
Oh, okay. Hakeem here says Mia Yim, Marty Bell, Rebel, and Terrell.
Oh,
okay.
yeah, Rebel was in there at a point too, yeah.
Okay. I don't remember Rebel being in there, but okay. Yeah, she's retired now too, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I think she is.
I believe so.
I got to meet her a few years ago, and she's real sweet, and I met her shortly after she was on Weekly with AEW, and she was she was with Britt Baker. And it was all those, and I talked about this recently, all those weeks that Britt Baker was injured, but she kept coming out doing the gimmick. She was in the wheelchair every single week, and Rebel was kind of the goof to her, you know.
But she goes back, like back at Universal Studios shows with Rebel. Like she'd a lot of time be like the meet and greet. So I had a lot of interactions with her, and yes, she's very nice, very nice.
Yeah. And I told her when I met her,
her health issues, wishing her the best.
Now what? Okay, so yeah, that I did hear. She had some kind of, what was wrong with her?
I honestly don't off the top of my head, but I know she was having some stuff that definitely like it wasn't great. So I haven't heard the latest, but hopefully that's like hopefully she's getting some better updates and stuff like that. But I haven't seen anything recently.
Okay, yeah, I'll have to look into that. But yeah, she was a lot of fun, and she was part of the, what was that group with the TNA way back before the Anthem era?
With you talking about the Crazy Steve?
Yeah. When Crazy Steve was more of a clown than a demonic guy. Yeah.
Oh, and you had one of my favorites, the best member of the British Invasion, the freak Rob Terry.
Oh, Rob Terry, that's right.
The menagerie.
Thank you. Yeah. There was a couple other people in there too. Yeah.
Oh yeah, now Mike Knox.
Knox, yes. Yeah, good old Knox. Yeah.
Yeah, because that was pretty much, I believe, her. I think that's how she debuted in TNA.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, and then she was the one that really branched out into the Knockouts division and did great.
Bell's boy saying it's lung cancer. So yeah, that's I wish her the best if it's that.
Okay. All right. Wow. Well, that's sad. Okay. All right. So, but yeah, I enjoyed.
We know we always talk about.
What's that?
Oh, as we always talk about, obviously with Joe Doring, like the cancer.
Yeah.
Gotta knock that out.
Yeah. And that link is always in the description too, if you want to help support good old Rob. Yeah. So Big Joe. Yeah. Joe, excuse me. What did I say, Rob? I need more Mountain Dew. So yeah, fun match, but I feel like the right team went over here. The Elegance brand. And but the legends, the knockout legends got quite the bit of news after the match.
Yeah, because Tommy joined Carlos.
It was soon as the match was over, all of a sudden Tommy's coming down to the ring, and it's like, oh, what's going on here? And Carlos is with him.
I thought it was going to be maybe a. Are they going to stop the result? Like, are they going to shenanigans? Like they were going to restart the match? Because Elegance was still in the ring.
Yeah. Yeah. So they started the cleanup, and the lollipops were everywhere. And, and that was when Bill said, hey, here, I'll take one. So how did you get a lollipop?
Well, they were just like over the course, like once they started getting introduced in the match, they just started being thrown in all directions. So at one point they tossed like some flew in my direction, and I got one.
Okay. Nice. So all right, so they start cleaning up the ring. Tommy starts addressing the crowd. And he tells the knockout legends to stick around. He's like, don't you guys leave yet. And so he's talking, and he addresses ODB, and he says, "Hey, we'd like you to come back in a few months, but we'd like you to maybe dress up a little bit for this one." And as soon as he said that, I was like, "Oh, here we go!" And he announces ODB for the Hall of Fame, and that's going to be a Bound for Glory, I believe.
Bound for Glory.
Bound for Glory, and that's
Tampa.
Tampa. Okay, thank you. I couldn't remember where it was. But yeah, so that's a heck of an announcement. So congrats to her. She got on the mic. She was real emotional. Her husband came in the ring, and that's, for those of you that didn't know, that is her husband. That's her partner in crime in business, in the food truck industry. And yeah, he's been tremendous to her. So, you know, I'm so happy for her that because one of the last times we saw her, she had come back to TNA, and they offered to, help her a little bit because her truck burned down. For those of you that don't know, her truck burned down, and that's her whole business right there. What she's doing. So she came back. She did a few matches, and they helped her raise enough money to get a new food truck. So then she's been on the road ever since, and it's just great to see her again. And man, so now just curiosity strikes me here. We got ODB for the Hall of Fame. Who's going to be with her for the Hall of Fame? Because like last year was all knockouts, if I'm correct, right? It was the Beautiful People and who else?
Mickie.
And Mickie. Okay. So who goes into the Hall of Fame this year with ODB?
Yeah, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, AJ Styles, right? Possibly.
Possibly.
Or that could be next year if they wanted to space it out.
Maybe. Yeah.
Obviously, we've talked about like the possibility of, well, right now that we know, like, and we'll talk about more about Abyss later, who's already there, but with that connection, could you see the James Storm, America's Most Wanted, or Beer Money with Bobby Roode? Potentially, for sure. I feel like when you're looking at names that make the most sense, that's kind of where I'd be leaning. Because it does feel, or could they even go in another direction? Like, could it be? Because you're right, like they went heavily on the knockouts, or could you go like maybe some like early X-Division stuff?
Maybe. Who's Amazing Red would be
that's kind of who I was thinking is maybe Amazing Red. But there's a few ways they could go. Like I think I don't know how big the class is going to be. If I had to guess, I'm thinking like since they already announced one, I feel by Slammiverse, like I feel like maybe 2 more members, like maybe a 3-member class. But we'll see.
Because I'm thinking and I would love to see James Storm in, but if you put James Storm in, I feel like you also have to put in Chris Harris. And if you're going to do that, why not do the trifecta and throw Bobby Roode in as well? That way you can celebrate America's Most Wanted. You can celebrate Beer Money, and you can also celebrate the 3 individual successes of their singles careers. Now, granted, Chris Harris didn't go quite as far, in my opinion, as James Storm or Bobby Roode.
Yeah, they were both world champions. Yeah.
But, you know.
And then the same thing. Like, I know Gary's mentioning, like, because, like, Father James Mitchell, who we saw in Undead Realm.
Oh, absolutely. That's another choice. Yeah.
But yeah, any other manager types.
Yeah.
But then obviously, and I think the Hardys will definitely go with it. Like, I feel like AJ Styles and the Hardys are givens.
Yeah.
It's just when.
Right.
That will be the key.
Yeah. I think it'd be nice to see I don't know how long the Hardys are planning to stick around. I know they're still signed right now.
Well, it feels like obviously through this year, I gotta imagine probably in the next year. But that's the thing. I almost feel like they don't want to go into any Hall of Fame until they're done.
That could be. Out of just respect for their career, you know.
Yeah, like
look at Ray.
I think, yeah,
Ray's been a Hall of Famer for how many years? He's still going. He's going to be at this WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Look, it's crazy. So, but yeah, we'll see. Yeah, but yeah, by all means, put it in the chat. Who do you want to see in this year's Hall of Fame? Drop it in there. So yeah, congrats to ODB. Bam! It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great to see her.
Yeah, good name.
And dressed up too. That'll be interesting.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Tara, Victoria. Yeah, there you go.
Tara.
I'd love to see.
I feel like let's see here. All right, just seeing if there's any more comments, but I think we got most of them highlighted. But yeah, let us know. Let us know.
There you go.
Should be in the Hall of Fame.
All right. So next we've got the hometown, not the hometown man, but but the hometown man was on the pre-show, right? Or
yes, he was the other one that yes, he popped up.
He came out and he was he was giving away merch.
He was giving away some merch.
Yeah.
He was representing his hometown with his Ricky Vaughn jersey.
There you go.
Even had the glasses.
Yeah, he had glasses on. Yeah.
You want to hit a man with glasses?
I almost didn't recognize him with the glasses. I'm like, who? Oh yeah, hometown man. But yeah, so but the hometown from the hometown of Cleveland, Nic Nemeth in this next match versus AJ Francis. And just like death and taxes, man, AJ Francis comes down to the ring looking great in some new gear.
He always goes with the new gear.
And he comes up the bill and he goes, money, money, money. And I pop for that every time. It's so awesome that he comes up to you and he does that. So who did you think was going to win this one?
Obviously, I was pulling for AJ here. As some people were saying, I was maybe the biggest heel in the building with AJ because he was such a hometown guy. Obviously, you're bringing Bernie Kosar with you.
Yeah,
everybody likes Bernie.
Right.
So, but I had fun with it. I thought it was good. Obviously, getting the return of Casey Navarro and seeing that he kind of plays a role in there. Which we've been waiting on. So good to see that he's back and healthy. So you get, but once again, like AJ, it's just now, how do they ride this? Like, okay, big win there. Interesting. Didn't come out with the trophy. So, like, was that just to not even tease that he might come back later in the night and challenge for the world title? Or at least claim that match. But like, do we run with this? Is Nic Nemeth a face now? Or is it over after? Is he back to Nic Nemeth? We'll see on Thursday.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. We'll see how New York treats him. It's in New York, right? Syracuse? Yeah.
Syracuse,
so I'm going to do a little share screen of Rooney here. because someone's got some new merch.
Oh, new merch. Pardon me. I'm back.
Pardon me, I'm back. Yes. This is great. I love this. Yeah, the skull with the pink hair and the pink shades. Yeah, it's very cool. So and that's gonna be another interesting thing to see on Thursday is what
because they're going right at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So they're having a match. Yes.
Yeah, like they're like, I'll tell you what, they're not messing around already. You're talking AJKC, like the grudge match in the making for all this time.
Yeah.
And EC3 versus EY in his return to Impact. That's already must see TV.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Future champ. I believe that. I've been a fan of KC Navarro's for a while now. So good stuff. So oh look, here's stalking you in the Twitch with the new. Okay, it doesn't show up on the screen. I can see it in the chat. He's using one of the new emotes. So hey, thank you. Very cool. Very cool.
Check out the emotes.
Yes, new emotes in the Twitch. And if you're subbed on Twitch, there's a whole bunch of new head scans in there too.
Yeah, like feel free if you can. If you want to put in all the other emotes for everyone can see them.
Yeah,
Team Twitch.
There you go. Twitch. And for the members on Facebook, you should be able to access the new emotes in there too. There's not as many on Twitch. You need X amount of members, but if you're a member and you're here, there you go. So yeah, welcome back, KC Navarro. Great to see that. Great. Can't wait to see him versus AJ Francis. That'll be interesting. So yeah, great. Yeah, good thing to remember. I don't mention this nearly enough, but we used to mention this all the time. If you have Prime, Amazon Prime, you get a free sub. So hey, if you're joining us on Twitch, it's a free sub. Why not use it? So
hey now,
go ahead and use it on us. You can use the emotes. There you go. So at least I think you'll be able to. I'm pretty sure. I don't know all the rules, but yeah, I wanted to update those for a while now. Get rid of the old PCO and Jordan Grace and a few others. So that went to other companies, and that's nothing. We wish them well. So okay, but yeah, big hometown win here for Nic Nemeth. The return of KC Navarro, and Bernie Kosar even went nose to nose with AJ Francis. I didn't realize how big a guy he was. I was like, wow, he's a big dude.
Pro quarterback, man. Big dude. And then he put a healthy chair shot on AJ.
He did.
And a lot of attention that I was getting. Obviously, Bernie Kosar, well-known NFL player in the past. So it's getting some good coverage. So some mainstream attention. So good job by everybody there at the TNA.
Yeah. I mean, he's no Brett Favre, but
Brett Favre.
Okay. Hey, in Green Bay, there's family, there's God, and then there's Brett Favre. Just saying. We don't talk about Aaron Rodgers.
We don't talk about Aaron Rodgers.
We don't talk about Aaron. He might as well be one of the sickos at this point. I'm gonna go sit in the dark for 48 hours and just think about shit. Okay, you go do that. Okay. Next, TNA Knockouts title match. This was good. This was good. And for those of you saying that Arianna Grace can't wrestle, come on. She may not be good as some of the others, but man, this was a good match. Lei Ying Lee going after the Knockouts title, Arianna Grace with Stacks defending.
But as we saw in one of the segments earlier, like she was nervous about this match.
Yeah.
But then Stacks had a plan. Because remember, no Cobra. The Cobra's MIA. So, but then she felt secure after Stacks gave her this info.
Yeah.
And we find out during the match what that is. And it's something we thought could happen at some point. But I'll tell you what, Jay. It felt like one of those wrestling maybe tells. Because as they come out introduced, that was definitely a new hairstyle for Xia Brookside.
Yeah, her hair was done up.
But you're like, oh, it's a pay-per-view, so maybe that's the case. But it's almost like the clean-shaven face that all of a sudden has some scruff on his face.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he's a bad guy.
Yeah. Yeah. So this was interesting. And I know that someone said, and I don't remember who said this, but we talked about this, I think, a few weeks ago. Xia Brookside retweeted some NXT Birthright stuff. Like she was watching them, with the eyes emojis.
Yeah, she would fit it. Well, she is a next generation.
Second generation or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Second or third. I'm not sure, but yeah, at least it's second generation. So yeah, it's not shocking, but it was kind of like, okay, well, when are they going to do this? Well, she was down there and Stacks got booted from the match, which was good. So then it's like, oh, okay. Xia's still down there. And then all of a sudden, towards the end of the match, it looks like Lei Ying Lee is going to take the title. And all of a sudden, Xia Brookside grabs Arianna Grace's foot and puts it up on the rope. And the look on Lei Ying Lee's face, the utter just disgust and shock, and the snarl, smirk, whatever you want to call it, that was on Xia Brookside's face, the smile, gone forever.
They were so tight, J-Bone.
She just had that nasty look like, I got you, bitch. What'd you think about the match, Bill?
Well, no, we saw them obviously before, so we know they can put a decent match together. I think Ying Lee has definitely, just since we've seen her come into the company, obviously she's won the Knockouts title, but her improvement's been very good. Like she's advanced. But once again, kudos to Arianna. I think she gets better every time she's in there. I think we have to still just realize in NXT, she was doing some of those house show loops, but she was not on TV much in ring, much at all. And I know that's the big bone of contention with a lot of fans is, well, if she's not on TV there, why is she on TV here?
Yeah. She's
got a good storyline here. And just like everything else, in the end, they're going to use her down there. And this is going to play out, especially with that group. But I know people are kind of talking the whole heel turn and what that is. I like it. I think I think you probably needed to do it. At some point, it was just when.
Yeah.
But I know people are saying the whole thing, it doesn't matter now because things change, but there's no doubt TNA's plan months ago was Danny Luna. I think Danny Luna was gonna be the bull in the china shop that would get that match with Arianna Grace one-on-one and was just gonna take the title off of her.
Oh,
Like easy.
absolutely.
She was gonna squash her. I think
Yeah.
that was a plan at one point. But then the visa, other things, it got put on hold.
Right.
No fault. I won't put blame on anybody. But then it
No,
went
it
from that
just
to her deciding to leave the company. So
yeah.
you got to change. So, and then I know people are like the believability. Look at wrestling today. There's some of the biggest stars kind of have like we'll see how they got there. But even we'll use an example. Someone in her own group in Japan, the now known as Blake Monroe, who they were in the same group in Japan, like very good heel, like she pretty much has always been a heel for the most part. But even like when I saw her in her first U.S. Indies run, like Zaya can do both because she was a heel over there. But I think the turn, like you saw what happened when Spitfire broke up.
Yeah.
And the same thing, it gave both of them a pretty good rub. And even though they were together and like Lee had the title, it's like, well, were they going to focus them on, and maybe that's what it is. Like if you want those knockout tag titles, like obviously they never even got to that point, even though they were kind of pushing them as the most face team. But I think they were in the end, this is what makes the most sense, and I'm fine with it. Like it's more the timing, but like I said, I think the timing with everything kind of got thrown off. So we'll see how it comes together. And I know people are talking about maybe like the Demon Bunny thing, which I don't know when that will end. The to be continued. When we'll actually see them come back, but you got to imagine they're going to be a big factor, probably with the Elegance brand as soon as they enter the picture, I would imagine.
Absolutely. Well, and the bigger question, I think, is it's great to see Allie back and this whole process of what Rosemary has to go through to pull her back out of the undead realm, fully. How is Mara Sade going to be involved in this? How is the whole Diamond Collective going to be involved in this? There's such a big picture to this. And we'll get into that in a little bit because we got another couple things to go through first. But man, it's huge for the Knockouts division. I hope everyone's enjoyed it as much as we are because there's some crazy stuff going on. And that's not even half of what we saw during the pay-per-view last night. That was just crazy. So, all right. But so Zaya Brookside turns heel, helps Arianna Grace win, and Lei Ying Lee. I tell you what, these two could have the Knockouts feud of the summer. It's absolutely going to be a highlight for this brand in the Knockouts division. And they need that. They need that because they're gonna have to now focus on someone else going after Arianna Grace. There's a few options, but then there's also all this Undead Realm stuff. So there's quite a few things happening, and it's great. It's not just okay, we're gonna feature these two for like 3 months, and you ain't gonna see no one else like in other shows. Oh man, they're packing them all in. It's great. So
the amount, like obviously we did see a lot of them, but the number of knockouts that are being featured right now, like it's like TNA is doing a really good job in a fairly limited amount of TV time, featuring a growing division in the knockouts.
Oh yeah. All right. Next, we got Eric Young coming out. And at first, it kind of felt like it was supposed to be an open challenge, but he pretty much calls out EC3 right away.
Yeah, which he did during the pre-show, the countdown as well.
Okay. So I missed that. So then that just is a perfect continuation.
So he's kind of confirmed. It's like, I went EC3.
Yeah. So, and that's great. You know,
why he should be welcome back.
Of course. He should be cleansed out of the company immediately. So Eric Young is going off as he always does. And then EC3's music hits. And he's there and he's in the suit and he turns around and I think he looks like $1 million, you know? And it's a different. Oh, what are you showing off there, Bill?
Oh, that's the old EC3.
Oh, 2015. For president?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
For champ.
Oh, for champ. That's it. Yeah. That was great.
Since I was on the road, it's what I still had in my car.
Nice.
So it's like, all right, on the head it goes.
He's got it on his bumper sticker too, I'll bet.
It's always been there.
Right.
Vote for this man.
So this, and I popped so hard for this. So EC3, he's there, and we hear, you know, some rumbling in the crowd. And we talked about the crowd earlier. You know, we don't have to go too much into it.
As EY came down, I'm like, I'm giving him the EC3 chant as he's walking down, like EC3.
Yeah. So like you said earlier, it wasn't the shock and awe that you would typically get. A lot of fans knew he was going to be there. So,
and like I said, by EY coming out earlier, like when EY came out, you knew he was coming out during that match. It's one thing to know he's going to be there, but maybe you don't know when he's going to come out.
Yeah.
Like, could he come out in the world title match? Could he come out during this? Could he come out during Moose's match? Because they have a long history.
Right.
Especially when there was some shenanigans. Like, I thought first EC3 might show up there, but obviously EY mentioned this stuff earlier.
Right.
So yeah, there was a few different things but then obviously, like, we got to confirm that we got the old school reaction. I mean, the old school entrance, the ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Like from the ladies and gentlemen, trouble. So we got it all. And like I said, the reaction, I think overall it was good. I don't think it came across probably as good on TV from at least what people sound like. But I don't know. I think everyone just assumes every return, debut, surprise has to be goo goo gaga, or it doesn't live up to what they want it to be. Yeah. But I thought it was pretty good. Like, I want everyone going as crazy as I am for it. But I do think with this and some other reactions as we get into mainly the tag title match, and the Undead Realm, I'll talk more about it there. But I think there definitely was a group there. Now, once again, small minority of fans that were there for maybe just even the Hardys. And they even though Cleveland local guy, they are more casual fans that really don't know EC3. They don't know his TNA history, because there was that same casual group don't know TNA history.
Right.
Not a knock. Come out, watch the show, start getting familiar with it. But
or newer fans.
Newer fans or newer fans at TNA, like that, just they're not as into that angle. They don't know it. That's why once he gets on the mic and like you start seeing him on AMC these next weeks and months, they'll all be back. But right now, there was a slight disconnect. That it would have been great if they were all connected, but I think that's part of the business right now, where if you're using teams like the Hardys to get the people in, that's awesome. And then you gotta keep them in, but you might not get that full reaction because not everyone's bought in. at this
right.
point.
And this is interesting. First of all, good to see you, Kill Steel. Haven't seen you in a bit. Good to see you. He says, I wish EC3 would have had a neutron video, just me nitpicking. And look, I totally get why they had, the classic, EC3, and he had that in NXT too, and that's not to say that this new, or like he said in his, is it nostalgia? He says in his promos on Twitter.
No, it's going to be. I think it's going to obviously be a tweaked version of it.
Yeah.
But I think you gotta embrace part of it. Like you got that's like he was the #1 act in the company. He was the guy, the face that runs the place.
He was one of the biggest.
You gotta acknowledge that. Yeah, you gotta acknowledge that. Like you don't run from that.
And I'll call him homegrown because he was very successful. Yeah, he was in NXT before, but they didn't know what to do with him. Really,
no.
They were. I'm
he was formed as EC3 here. He was Derek Bateman there. He was formed as EC3 in TNA.
Oh, Derek Bateman. Holy cow. Yeah, that's a name from the past. Thank you. I couldn't remember. But yeah, they were going to do like a big like USA gimmick with him back in the day. And that just.
But especially at that time, there was a lot of people like that they weren't like doing right by. He was one of them. But obviously they saw the potential there, and he ran with it. Because he got over as the heel, obviously. Like that, still some of the most. And once again, you're talking some venues, probably like a couple 1,000-seat venues back then, and the deafening. When he would get on the mic during like the Dixieland and him and the "You Can't Wrestle" chants, and the "No, I'm very good,"
pretty good.
pretty good. But it was great stuff.
Yeah, and yes, I believe he can wrestle. Just watch his Twitter promos; he proves it. But yeah, so he comes down the ramp and tosses. Let's talk about the jacket. He tosses you the jacket. I popped so big when he tosses you the jacket. I was like, "Oh no way!" Did you know that was going to happen?
No, that was not prearranged. I did not have any contact with EC3 before that.
Okay.
So that was just like a
nod of remembrance.
As he came in, looked at him came in. It kind of gave him the nod as he's looking around. He took it off. He's like, "You hold this?" I'm like, sure, take it. Heads off. But yeah, then for anyone thinking I ran with it or something. Slightly after Ingrid, who was in the chat on Thursday's show, came by and I gave it to her. But it was funny because after his promo, EC3 came back around and he's like, "Where's my jacket?" I'm like, "I gave it to Ingrid." I'm like, "Get it from Ingrid."
It's already on eBay. Oh man. So yeah. So there you go. He does not have the jacket. Not yet. No. Maybe someday. So, and then because we talked about this live just before we went live. Now, they used to call you the EC3 jacket guy. So where is that jacket?
That is currently in storage. I'm planning to hopefully get it out tomorrow. It's just been obviously a tight turnaround here because I was in Atlantic City for an independent show on Friday when this was announced for the most part. So I was already en route. So I didn't have a chance to do anything before leaving early Saturday morning for Rebellion. So I didn't have a chance yet. So I'm hoping I get a chance tomorrow to possibly get it out and make the return in Syracuse. Worst case, might have to wait till the next loop in Sacramento if I can't get it done tomorrow. But fingers crossed, the suit may be making a return.
Ooh. We'll have to wait and see this Thursday.
Never know.
Or for those of you joining him in New York on Tuesday and Wednesday. So I'm sure he's going to have a whole goodie bag of stuff because I've seen him peel. I've seen Pill go to a show with several shirts on and just peel them off when it came to whoever was coming down the ring.
Never know. That could happen too. Anything's possible at a TV taping.
So yeah, a lot of fun. All right, so welcome back, EC3. I'm stoked. Not everybody in the chat is. Completely understandable. Everyone's, like I said, we're not going to hate on you or nothing. We'll see what he does. We'll see what he does. Next, man, and someone called this one possibly the match of the night.
Ooh.
The international title defense. Trey Miguel defending against Mustafa Ali with Order 4. Now, Ali came out with Order 4, and I was blown away by the costume, whatever you want to call it, that they had on between the masks.
Yeah, they cut that quick promo beforehand, like whatever it takes.
Yeah,
and then they came out in that.
Yeah,
Predator, right? Predator gear. It seemed.
I guess it almost seemed like Terminator stuff, but then again, it almost seemed like Matrix stuff. It was like a combination. Mm-hmm. Like the stuff, like the masks that the guys had on almost seemed like those. To me, it felt like more Matrix, like the things that chased you around in the underworld or whatever it was.
Gotcha. Yeah.
With the
Sentinels.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. that's what I thought of first, but then I saw Ali with the eyepiece, and he had kind of a arm with armor on and stuff like that. Almost reminded me of Brian Cage. So but either way, and I'm not saying he ripped him off or anything. Please don't take it as that. It just reminded me because Brian Cage did a kind of a Terminator thing, didn't he? Back about 10 years ago or whatever it was. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. It feels like it is, but feels like forever.
Then Swag fans saying Tron. It looks like there was like a Tron influence as well.
Oh, Tron. Okay. And I did just see the new one. I actually really liked it. It was pretty good. I liked it. I liked Jared Leto's character in that. Yeah, Aries. Yeah, good stuff. I don't think it got raving reviews, but I dug it. So, there you go. Dark City did it first. That's interesting. That's a deep cut. That I don't think a lot of people have seen Dark City. Now, I actually saw Dark City in the theater when it came out, and it blew my mind. That's that's Kiefer Sutherland playing like a scientist in that movie or something.
Yeah.
He's in there. Yeah.
Oh no!
So I gotta watch that one again.
Yeah.
It was one of those ones that really made you like think about reality or something. It was really weird. But anyways, loved the gear. But what did you think about the match? And Ali winning.
Yeah, this. Yeah. Well, a lot of things going on in this one. Great match. I think Bell's Boy kind of says it right here. Even though the match lasted 12 minutes, 40 seconds, it was the best 12 minutes, 40 seconds I ever saw. and they piss on the system. The MVP group of TNA is order for a period. But no, like this was, and this is something that I think we should highlight. This was a longer TNA pay-per-view.
It was 3.5 hours.
This ended at 11, like, because usually they're ending just under 3 hours, like 2 hours 45 minutes, 2 hours 50 minutes. But a lot of them are kind of right on that 3:05. I feel one other one, I forget which one off the top of my head, was about 3.5 hours in the last year or so. Because like it's like how much time as we're kind of getting there are these last couple matches going to get, and I'm glad, like I feel like it was the right time, but maybe it did change because I don't know if you've seen, like you could tell there when he did the move onto the steps, Trey, he did like he cut up his knee, but he did work the rest of the match. But he was at a urgent care right after the show for a couple hours, so got some stitches. So
I was gonna post a picture because I think it's really flipping cool.
Yeah, go ahead if you have it, JP.
I have it ready. Yeah.
So like maybe it would have went longer if that didn't happen, but I think it was probably pretty close to it. There you go.
So yeah. And I'll just quick read it for those listening in audio. Trey Miguel posted earlier this morning, late last night. He said, "I'm so grateful for these two. Life happens sometimes, and whenever it happens to me, these two are always immediately right there to help me. I got hurt last night and was stuck at urgent care until 2 a.m., and they never left my side and really helped keep my spirits up. Whether it's 2 p.m. or 2 a.m., I know I can count on them. My road parents, I love you both so much, and I'm so thankful for you both." And it's a picture with John, capital E, period, Bravo, and Ingrid.
Awesome.
So, yeah, very cool. Bravo to those two taking care of Trey and whatever all happened with him. You know, hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he didn't get banged up too much.
Yeah, I know. Like Bell's boy was talking about like all stars or MVPs. That Ali, Special Agent Zero, but I think you can also say working hurt there and stuff. And that match, 2 to Tango, Trey Miguel, and then shout out to just as he did for Bravo and Ingrid as well.
Yeah, very cool, very cool. And I want to quick post this before it gets away from me.
There you go.
Thank you, Bell's boy, for the super chat. It says, "Fellas, I want to know your reaction to Ali's open challenge to indie wrestlers for his new title. He just won the international title from Trey Miguel. And Danny Limelight and Richard Holiday accepting his challenge." Now, I didn't hear that. That's interesting.
Well, yeah, they did, and so did at least a half dozen other wrestlers out there. Are taking them up on the challenge. We'll see if any of these transpire and where they transpire. Like if they respire at some indie promotions on TNA. I know we've had discussions quite a few times about Richard Holiday. We know he's been down at the Performance Center. He did have a tryout. It doesn't seem like anything officially has come of that yet. Yeah. So if he is out there, just FYI, he is very tight with EC3.
Oh, yeah.
He is
he's with him in the crew. Exodus, I believe.
Yeah, he's with him in Exodus. So he's very much part of everything. So with EC3 committed to TNA, could this be even more of a sign of maybe Richard Holiday coming in? The rarefied air? I'd be on board with that for sure. That would be a very interesting one.
Now, I have not seen what Richard Holiday has done post-cancer, but when before he got cancer, and cancer took him out of wrestling for quite a few years, he was in the Dynasty with MJF and Hammerstone in MLW. Now that's a throwback from 2019-ish?
Yeah,
I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before the 2020s. And man, Richard Holiday was awesome. I loved him. He reminded me of a young Randy Orton in his performances. So yeah, I have not seen Richard Holiday, what he's done.
I've seen him. Like, he's good. He's good. Like, he's 100% back. He's 100% back.
Nice. Now Danny Limelight, I haven't seen in a long time. Now, where's he been at?
He's been at different stuff. He's still doing. The last time I saw him was at actually Fourth Rope in Philly.
Okay.
Because he's still doing with Slice Boogie, like the new version, like 5150, like LAX version.
Oh, okay. All right.
That's kind of the last time we kind of saw him, when they were the new version of LAX.
Okay, that's right. Now, is that an MLW or is that somewhere else?
No, like I said, that was Fourth Rope. So I think they're doing it at Indies. I think they may have done an MLW run at one point, but
I thought it was somewhere
consistently.
Okay.
I think they're kind of just touring for the most part.
All around. Okay. All right. But yeah, both great wrestlers. I just haven't seen either of them in a while. So, okay. Very cool. But thank you, Bells Boys, always. Very cool. Super chats always welcome. Helps keep the show.
Oh, and you know what? Just because we were talking, I said the connection with EC3. Now, if you want to talk connections with EC3, the potential of a big name, because we know in Control Your Narrative, his main guy, and then he went back to WWE, was Braun Strowman. So, is it possible with EC3 back here full time, and we know it was different administration, but sometimes that doesn't matter, and especially now with the AMC deal, could Braun Strowman potentially wind up in TNA? Because for name recognition, he may be one of the biggest guys out, like, that you could potentially be bringing in the future.
Yeah.
So that is an interesting thing to keep an eye on.
Now, he had talks with
D'Amore.
Yeah, Scott D'Amore. Thank you. I could not.
Yeah, they were pitching Braun for Glory, for Bound for Glory.
Right. And that was a few years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, didn't happen. Braun Strowman, Wisconsin guy, shows up around here a lot lately. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Maybe Chicago in the future. I want to see.
You say Chicago might get these hands?
It might get these hands. Yeah, there you go. But yeah, congrats to Ali. And I think the open challenge is great. We'll have to see if it brings in some hot new talent. Can't wait. Now, into a very interesting part of the show here. Now, you said they did show this on the big screen?
Yes.
Okay. So you didn't miss this. That's good. The Undead Realm segment. Very emotional. It went from emotional to crazy, chaotic. Victoria Crawford getting chased around. Tessa, a little more talking with Father James Mitchell. And I don't remember if they showed Mila Moore or not.
No. We saw her on Thursday in that
was on
segment,
Thursday. And she got taken out again by Jessica Havoc. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, okay. So like she got taken out. They haven't got it. Yeah, so I think that's kind of how they played it. Now, I'll say this now, and I've been saying I love this stuff. Love the cinematic, love the Undead Realm. And like I said, I think they should at one point put it all together on like YouTube as like a movie, just kind of mix them all together. But now this is just like with some of the other things we talked about. This is where the crowd, because they were showing it live and they knew the main event was the world title match. So the only other match left was the Hardys tag match. And like I said, a lot of Hardy fans here. So a cinematic viewing experience for the crowd. There was that segment of people that weren't ready to handle that.
Yeah.
So they did not want any part of that. Like and once again, a lot of them, they're not familiar with this angle. Like they're not normally watching it. They don't know the history of the Undead Realm. A lot of them don't know the history of Abyss. So what was hitting for all of us old school TNA fans, the closure of all this was lost on a segment there. That wasn't for them. Now,
very interesting.
I thought, and it's not something they always do want to show like this, but they did. The only thing I could say is, and it's more retrospect, but probably not the best placement for the live crowd, because that's them knowing they were waiting on the Hardys. It was a bad spot. It's like it's like having to go on after like that great match. Like it just so it got that group of fans. Once again, small group, but vocal. That would just wanted Hardys.
Okay.
Which I get.
Sure.
Yeah. But no, I thought it was really well done. But at first, I thought it might be the conclusion as we're watching it. I thought it might be ramping up to a conclusion, which it is not, obviously. Like it was the conclusion for the Abyss angle.
It was.
Which was a great ending to it. And like I said, after that, I know he came out and thanked WWE, thanked TNA, which is great. Because he deserved that, because it really was kind of like the way it ended. Like we've seen him here and there, but he never really did for a Hall of Fame career. One of the biggest names in the company should be able to go out his own way, and he was able to here.
Yeah, very cool. And to thank James Mitchell in the character.
You had to have it, because I still remember when he went into the Hall of Fame, and like I know James Mitchell said it, like I think they gave him like so many minutes, and he just blew right past it at that Hall of Fame ceremony. So like, but like they're connected. They'll always be connected.
Always.
So it was fitting.
Yeah, and they both simultaneously also saluted some of their past accomplishments together, including the barbed wire massacre match with Sabu. So very emotional segment with James Mitchell. He was crying through almost the whole thing, and those were real tears. You could tell he was choked up through the whole thing, trying to talk through it. So many memories, and hey, you can see them all on TNA Plus. Cheap plug, just saying. In fact, I think they've got an Abyss section in there, so go see some of his great moments. In fact, I even had the pleasure of meeting him. Oh man, I want to say 2009, and so he came to Brew City Wrestling in Milwaukee. Real quick story. He came, and I don't remember who he faced. Sorry, that's real fuzzy because I had a few brewskis that night. In fact, I got the weirdest looking look from Abyss when I crawled into the ring. He just kind of looked at me like, like, who is this ham and egger? And I was just like, sorry, I've had a few beers. please don't choke slam me to death, you know. But anyways,
don't choke slam the bone.
Got a picture with him, loved it, got his autograph. So half of the people, now this dates this, half of the people wanted to see the Hall of Fame ring that he got from Hogan, and half of the people wanted to see the scar on his arm that he got in. Now I'm sorry, I don't remember what match it was, but it was prior to this. And he had like a 6 or 7 inch gash on his arm that was all stitched up. So half the people wanted to see the Hall of Fame ring, get their picture with the Hall of Fame ring, him wearing it, and half the people wanted to see the scar. So very interesting mix of fans, wanting to see him and what they wanted to see from him. So, yeah. Great stuff.
Yeah, I know like it's part nostalgia, but I'll tell you what, as we're seeing TNA grow, and obviously from being at a place where a lot of people didn't know the future of what the company would be or could be, or even if it would be, and then to get to places like this, and then use that to then honor, bring back, give further context to like, you can't just forget your past. And if you can utilize it and embrace it in certain ways, I think that's a great thing. And there's a couple, like, hey, I know I've been an advocate for the EC3 return for a long time.
Yeah.
Probably the whole time he's been gone. I was the same with Tessa Blanchard. I think there's certain ones that, especially like if you can bring people back that had and once again, they might not always have had, like, maybe it all didn't go well, like it wasn't perfect, but you can work together. The Hardys, obviously, and we see what that is. But there were some rough times there too. But yet you see what you can do. Like, I know it's the whole thing, like doing business together. It makes sense for everybody a lot of the time. And but like an Abyss, who really did it, as people are saying in the chat, like the Hall of Fame ceremony with Johnny Impact and Austin Aries and what that all led to.
Oh,
like he gave back to this company, like especially near the end, like you knew how hurt he was, and he was still working a lot of hardcore matches and stuff like that. He really was one of the guys that was really fighting for this company. And that's what you want to see. Like, so when you can kind of give him his flowers, give him that's well deserved. And that's once again, especially for like a week like this where people were going after like TNA management and stuff. It's like these are the things, the kudos that they deserve to be recognized.
Yeah. I love this right here. Kill Steel. Alberto El Patron never got his rematch. Oh, too bad.
he's been holding on to that title shot.
He probably still bitches about it whenever he has to go wrestle in some little school gyms around.
And we say that about Alberto, but Tessa?
Oh.
Never lost.
Oh.
Like, she's just, she did hint that, I think, in one of her promos.
Yeah.
Like, she did pull that out of nowhere. I'm like, ooh, she said it. It's been said. It's in the air.
So, former world champ. It's there. It's in the books. Yep. All right. So, yeah, great Undead segment. Very emotional. What's going to happen to the Diamond Collective? And it was great to see the period at the end of the sentence with the whole connection to Jim Mitchell and Abyss. What did you put up there?
Oh, just Critical Sting, because he pays attention.
Oh, for years I thought Bill was a hopeless optimist, but EC3 and Tessa, yet here we are. Oh, yeah. Yeah. All right. Tag team titles. Hardys defending against the System, consisting of Bear Bronson and Brian Myers. Bear Bronson gets the pin.
The
Man.
teacher and the student
Yes.
team of the system there. And obviously the Hardys, but as you saw coming down from the get-go, still very much feeling the effects of the attack. Matt all taped up on the ribs and stuff. So they were definitely working hurt visibly. But I'll tell you, the system, Bear, I think his best match. I think, obviously, we know Brian Myers, very capable in ring, excellent as a tag wrestler. And I think Bear did a great job when there. You can definitely see the connection they have together. So it made sense, even though we've seen Eddie and Myers be kind of the tag team. They won titles.
Yeah.
But the teacher and student, this was a good spot for Bear and a title. Like Bear got a title. And now I know when we were talking which we shouldn't even pay mind to, the whole TNA pooling talent thing, right? In that discussion came up a thing not that long ago, supposedly about, they pulled Bear from a GCW show.
Yeah.
For similar reasons. Well, now maybe that makes a little more sense. Because they were going to be strapping him up soon. So
yeah,
you can kind of see that, because now that he's got a tag title, like, once again, you gotta protect your champions. Like, and that I get, but it's the ones that, like, you got to go over everything else.
Yeah.
But I think we're also like, so obviously the Hardys lost their very long run they've had. Like, once again, I'm not saying if there's obviously the Hardys, as we saw with the rollout of all the dates for the rest of this year, the Hardys are here. They're not going anywhere. But we've been seeing the tease. Are we getting broken or another new version of the Hardys? Because it felt like this whole feud with the Righteous, which they'll take credit for this, was to maybe change the dynamic of the Hardys.
Okay.
And it feels like that's where we're potentially going.
Could be. It makes sense. Could be. Yeah, because the Righteous are kind of trippy and a little different. Yeah. Not everyone's on board with them, but I dig.
We're not digging what they're saying, J-Bo.
Yeah.
Now I see Akeem asking a question. This is another thing that's been out there, so I will address it. Bill, I'm not sure if you saw it, but supposedly fans began leaving the building once the Hardys lost the tag belts. Is there any truth to that? I'm going to say parts of that are true, but not how it's being presented. There definitely were, and I've said this a lot throughout the show, there were people there just to see the Hardys. There were some people there. But once again, they just had their longest meet and greet ever of over 5 hours after that show. Guess what? If you stayed till the end of the main event, you're a lot further back in that 5-hour line. I noticed this at a couple other tapings.
Yeah.
People start lining up for that after the Hardys go off.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Because they don't want to be there for 5 hours. So they're like, I might miss the main event or not be in my seat, maybe be in an obstructed view watching it from the corridor or something. But I'll be further up in line because I want to meet the Hardys, which, once again, I'm not going to fault them for that. But there are some people.
Totally get it.
Now, can I confirm who got in a meet and greet line versus who may have left because they're like, the Hardys are done, or they lost, or they're disappointed? Just like people leaving a sporting event, you're always going to have some. And also, once again, that you're talking past 11 o'clock now, Eastern.
Right.
So some people may have been like, all right, that's enough.
Because at that point, it was the end of a 3-hour show.
Correct.
And there was at least another half an hour-ish to go.
Yeah. So once, like, how it's being portrayed, I would say is not really correct. But there are elements like some people did get up, but I think a lot of them were getting into a meet and greet line. But I'm sure some of them did leave too for that being the time of day and stuff. So there's a lot of factors. So I would say everything but he posts something that's exactly how it's going on. There's some elements, but I wouldn't say that's completely accurate.
Yeah.
But it's not 100% inaccurate either.
There you go. Well, there you have it. So, but yeah, Hardys lose. Bear Bronson gets the pin on the Hardys, and so Bear Bronson and Brian Myers, like you said, teacher and student. It's a great way to put it, because that's what they are, and it's just another way that TNA puts some of these tag teams together. You put the younger star with, a veteran, and it couldn't be better. We see that with the Great Hands, and we've seen that with knockouts tags as well, countless times. Look at the Collective. Tessa, has been around for a long time, and Victoria, and they both are kind of mentoring, so to speak, pardon the pun, because I know it's part of the gimmick, but Mila Moore,
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we've seen this so many times, and it works so well. So congrats to Bear Bronson and Brian Myers. Brian Myers, multi-time TNA tag champ now, and this is the first championship for Bear Bronson, and many more to come, I predict, because man, he's a great wrestler, great big guy, good on the mic. He's got all these skills, and I feel like he's
cut
really
a good
gonna
promo
shine
during the countdown. Good, like when the system cut a promo during the countdown, they pretty much all got the mic, and Bear did a good job.
Yeah, so congrats to them. And it doesn't hurt the Hardys. The Hardys are still legends. They're gonna
no. Like I said, I have a feeling they'll have another run as champs too. I'm sure they will. But like I said, I feel like a broken or another variation of the Hardys was on its way, and you can't do it if you're still champions. There's no reason to break. And now that they did lose and they've been beat up, now you have some reason to take some more creative directions, which I think that's what they want to do.
Yeah, and you're gonna see possibly more teams show up now.
I know Bell's Boys kind of like, hey, like the system we saw before. Now it's a different version. Bear is a young guy they just signed, so it's a little bit of a mix, but within the system. But there are some other teams, and they could go against those teams. I think this, like, if anything, this opens up the tag division. I don't think it's just because the Righteous and Hardys are going to be doing their own thing. So the system's going to be defending against the other teams in this division.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. And then we go on to the main event here. And this is very interesting. I don't remember where the segment happened few matches prior, but we had a segment backstage. I know I haven't talked much about the backstage segments. I skipped them most, but I will mention this one because it is replayed during this match. Very interesting. There is a segment where Moose is backstage with Lish because Lish got kind of banged up during that match, unfortunately.
The ankle.
The ankle, yeah. And, Moose was trying to take care of her, because she is his valet and not necessarily a manager, but they're close. They got a connection because of the system. And he's backstage with her, and they're not really arguing, but she's upset. He doesn't want her to go out there for the main event because she was protecting Mike Santana, and she offered him some information about Eddie so that could help him in that match. Very interesting. So Maybe she would come down with Santana. Who knows? So Moose is trying to detract her away from the main event, saying it's dangerous. You don't want to go down there. You should let me take you to the hospital. Get yourself looked at. And she's like, no, I'm not going anywhere. Look, I just want to be by myself for a while. Can you go get me? I forget what she asks him for. A drink, some more ice, something. And he walks away. And that's the end of that segment. So, but now we got the main event, TNA title on the line, Mike Santana versus Eddie Edwards. Now, this is cool. I really appreciated this. Downstate, a couple of members of Downstate are out there rapping the theme song for the system as Eddie comes down to the ring. So I thought that was pretty cool. Wasn't the whole band playing? I would have liked the whole band, but we got this. They came down with the system, and it was pretty cool. What do you think of that entrance before we get into?
No, I thought it was a good entrance because it's funny when they first came out, I'm like, wait a second, who are these extra people coming out?
Right,
and then I saw them with the mics, and they start talking like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So no, I thought it was a nice way to do it. Because they occasionally will do that, mix in who does the entrance music, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I think that's always good for the tent pole pay-per-views to kind of bring that in. So yeah, it was a nice little added feature. But it was funny seeing because obviously the system are heels, so the crowd was going after the musicians, which is funny.
Yeah.
I separated it. I'm like, good job, guys.
There you go. So, but yeah, so then Mike Santana comes through the crowd. He's got the war paint on. And the crowd is so behind Mike Santana, comes out. But yeah, what did you think before we get into what happened with Lish coming out and then Moose comes out? What did you think of the match?
No, I once again, you got two guys that have been around the block, a lot of history, and obviously the heart and soul. Obviously, Eddie been here a long time, the whole time. Obviously, at this point, Santana's been back now for a while. Obviously, he had a long run here the first time, but then he was gone for a couple years. I know that was part of kind of the storyline in this match, leaving versus sticking around. But no, I thought they both are always very good in the ring. They're putting together some good stuff on the outside. Go in there. A jump scare.
Swag fan says the entrance gave me a jump scare. With a screaming, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, you did have some screaming. But no, it's what I expected. And I think I gave them a pretty high standard because obviously Santana as your champ, and then Eddie, like he is your go-to for you need a guy to step in to a spot, he can always do it. It's just like EY's always done for this company. Eddie's very much the same. You can count on Eddie. He'll deliver for what is needed. Just like we saw, there's a reason he was the all-star at Sacrifice because he stepped in when Macklin had to be taken out of the match and they needed something to happen, and he was able to jump in there. So just like this, he's there. But obviously we see tag champions again in the system. We got the big Lish storyline going on in the system. Still a lot there. But Santana, as we were saying, even on Thursday, it didn't feel like his run was going to end. But once we saw the Hardys lose, everything's in play.
Yeah.
Nobody's safe if the Hardys aren't.
Yeah. I see.
So this could have went either way.
Yeah, this is funny here. Mac McCall, welcome. We haven't seen you in a bit. He says, I just joined. I'm watching from the beginning. Okay, well, spoiler alert. No, I'm kidding. And you'll see this later. So, but good to see you here, Mac. Now, if I remember right, Mac McCall's from Hawaii, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
I could be wrong. I know there's a lot of stuff happening in Hawaii right now, so I hope you're staying safe, and I hope your loved ones are staying safe too. Yeah, good to see you here. But yeah, so the match is great back and forth, and then all of a sudden, Lish comes down on crutches, and it's like, oh boy, what's gonna happen here? Is she gonna get banged up more? What's happening? And then Moose comes out with the look on his face. I don't think I've ever seen this look on Moose's face. Like one of the most stern, serious, pardon the term, stone cold looks I ever seen on Moose.
That's a man that was betrayed. That's a look.
Yeah, he is.
Betrayal.
He is almost steaming. You know, he's mad and I want to say disappointed, like an angry, disappointed look.
Mm-hmm.
And all of a sudden he stops, kind of does a side turn and points up at the screen. And all of a sudden we see the scene that I was just talking about, Lish backstage. And then she sends Moose away to go get her something. And the camera is watching Moose go down the hallway, slowly pans back to Lish, and then she's on her phone and she takes the ice pack off her ankle and she's like, ha, fooled him. And then she's talking to Eddie on the phone, and she's like, I'm paraphrasing here, but basically, I'll see you later, babe. We got you. We got him. We got him. And I was like, oh, here it is.
Yeah, and how all the matches have been affected. Like what happened with Moose's match, like that, and what's going to happen obviously in the title match here.
Yeah. So
it was a little bit like Candid Camera, as Swag fans said. And then Akeem's like, what's Candid Camera? I expect that from Critical Sting because he's so young.
That's funny. That's funny.
Although I think it did resurface. I don't think it's on now, but I think it did resurface as a show a couple of years ago.
I think
a new version, a modern Candid Camera.
Maybe it did. But yeah. And then there was like a lot of ones that kind of copied it over the years. But yeah.
But you know what? Candid Camera is now? It's called social media and the internet.
It is.
Everything's Candid Camera.
Everyone's got their phones out.
Mike Vrabel's on Candid Camera.
Yeah. Hey, you got busted. Oh man. So yeah. So Moose is like, we got you. You know, it's like, oh, you think you got us? We got you. And Lish turns around. She's like, oh, wait, just wait. You know, now she's gonna try to squirm her way out of this. No, you're busted, bitch. So she's down there, and then I forget what happens after. What happens after that? Refresh my memory, because so much happened, and I was so exhausted at this point.
Well, Moose took Lish out, like he took her, like Moose takes Lish away. Again,
okay,
I believe. Because let's see, because there's all kinds of shenanigans, and you're like, what's gonna happen? Like is this all gonna blow up in everyone's face?
It really felt like it was going to, yeah. I was shocked we didn't get a new champion. I really was, you know,
because it did seem like it could trend that way.
Yeah.
But then,
especially with Lish.
Yeah, Lish felt like she was going to be the difference.
Yeah. And
but
she
then
was
she
going to
did
be the
not.
one that was going to really. Oh yeah, she throws in the crutch.
Yes.
Yeah. And I don't remember what happened with that, but yeah, so Eddie, excuse me, Mike Santana does retain,
Mm-hmm.
and for those of you that saw the entrance, and I know someone else commented on it earlier, his daughter was there, so it was like, oh, his daughter's there. That's really cool. Maybe that's a sign that he'll retain, but you know, she's
Yeah, you
also
never know.
she's also been there for him when he lost. So you never know, you know? Um, so she's seen the ups and downs, but that doesn't change how she feels about her poppy, you know?
Yeah. Although I'll tell you, I did think like obviously when like because she obviously had a ref bump there, where like all of a sudden like a distraction. We'll say the
Oh,
word
yeah.
distraction bump. Uh but then like when like Moose is like taking out Eddie, and it looks like Santana's like, is
Oh, that's
Santana
right.
gonna
He
get the
speared
win?
him.
He speared him, and like is like he gonna get the win off of this? But then you did see like kind of at the end, like Santana like acknowledges Moose. Like, so once again, like you still have a crowded main event scene. Even
Yeah.
though I know it was that like Nic has a title shot still, like he's still holding on to that.
Yeah.
But Moose, obviously, Leon Slater with option C, but you know that's the like there is something there too, hovering. But and you feel like obviously Macklin, based on what happened, like yeah, like it was there, but due to what happened, should probably still be there.
Yeah.
So
So yeah. But just a great main event. A lot went down. Um, yeah. Who knows? And you know, we also thought for a bit on Thursday maybe Macklin does get involved.
yeah,
Yeah, but he wasn't there, correct?
yeah, we didn't see Macklin, we didn't see him.
Yeah,
I don't know if he was there or not,
yeah.
but we did not see him on the show.
Okay. So, but yeah, could he get involved back during? I'm sure we're going to get a rematch at some point, a proper rematch, and just make sure he doesn't get super kicked.
Yeah, I know. It feels like it's sitting out there. Like they're gonna have to revisit it.
Probably, yeah.
And then obviously with Ali, with their history,
Oh,
that's waiting out there. That's waiting out there.
and that was from a year ago, wasn't it? Ali
Pretty
versus
much.
Santana, like what he did, it was one of his biggest, or that was one of his first real big comeback matches, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that was the feud that kind of like reestablished him. Like
Yeah,
and put him like in like that scene. Like there's a couple. I'll tell you, like there's a bunch of guys right now in the company that you like they work together, like or you work against them, and all of a sudden it feels like they're like on a path.
yeah,
Like as Eric Young will call like the gatekeeper, but it feels like there's a few there. But I think they're ones that you can get, like they're just the top guys in the company.
yeah,
So it is like they get rewarded because they should.
yeah. Gary Rossetti here. This is funny. So Santana been hit with a Boston Knee Party so many
There's a
times. He
lot of
probably
Boston
has.
D parties.
Yeah. He got hit with at least 2 or 3 in this match, and he kicked out of all of them. And I couldn't believe it. I was ready for a new champ. I was shocked. So,
Because yeah, you even
not.
had like the removal of the mat, the exposed concrete,
Oh man, yeah.
exposed floor.
What did he do to him on the floor?
Well, Eddie was going for something, but then
Right.
he was able to reverse it. And was it a backdrop or was it a
driver or something?
suplex? Trying to think, yeah, because it wouldn't be forget the exact maneuver.
It was something, but it was on the floor, and they both. Oh my God!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they both. It hurt them both. Yeah, I remember that much. I remember Santana's face after that, like, oh, damn. That's it. Belts is. So, oh, is that what it was? Side blur says Death Valley Driver. Was that it?
Okay, there you go.
Okay, yeah.
It was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it would whatever it was significant. Anything on a concrete floor is significant, but yeah, great match. Eddie, damn, I keep saying.
You thought he should win.
I was
biased, J-Bone. Bias.
In an alternate universe, Eddie won somewhere. And that's not that I don't love Santana. I love this row that's.
But it did feel like they were like once again, like after the system won the tag belts and what was going on here with the list reveal, it felt like a lot of things were lining up for the potential of an Eddie win. But not this time. And that's kind of what I thought. It just didn't feel right. I know Bell's boys kind of talking, and like it does feel like as Ali the guy to take it off of him. Is that just naturally what it is? Or could it be someone else? We'll see. Yeah. But yeah. No, I thought it was a great pay-per-view.
Does Ali cash in the international title? Oh no, wait, no.
Well, that's not in the criteria, but who knows? Maybe the suit will come up with a new criteria.
Oh, those shoulder pads. Oh man.
Maybe Nic Nemeth puts up his trophy versus the international title, and then he can get it. Take Nick's title shot. We've seen stuff like that happen before.
Maybe. I think Nick just goes all in and smashes someone in the head with the trophy and pins him.
Maybe.
That's it. 2-time TNA World Champ. Yeah. In Cleveland next year. You got to wait a year. No, I'm kidding.
Got to wait a year.
But yeah, great show. Top to bottom. Yeah, there were some ups and downs, but man, I loved it all. I can't say I had a favorite match, but there were so many that really stood out, like Agent Zero getting a win over Moose was big. Slater never disappoints. Great to see Navarro return. EC3, the Undead Realm stuff was great. Ali's got the international title. All sorts of stuff. Just great. I loved it. Are you able to pick out a favorite? It's tough.
It's tough. Look, there were good moments, there were good matches. I think if I had to pick the match of the night, like just based on everything that happened, Ali Miguel, which and I love Moose and Zero, and obviously even though Moose, but I wanted Zero to get a push, so I'm biased there too, but so I'm kind of agreement like that's where really was look out, but knowing that like Trey got hurt, finished the match, I give extra kudos there. So and Ali, he's been killing it, like getting the belt. Like love Trey's champ, but Ali, just like when he was X-Division champion, you got to reward that guy for the work he's doing. So but obviously the main event was very good too. But they were telling storylines. I know that's like some of the criticism out there, is like, oh, they overbooked. It was too much going on. But there's a lot going on in these stories. Like the whole system in Order 4, they have these angles. If you're watching every week,
they're connected,
which that's
now.
the problem. A lot of the
yeah.
people that now have opinions don't watch weekly. They're just watching a pay-per-view and they expect it just to be matches with no storyline.
Yeah.
Because that's how they like their wrestling. I.e. Spot Fest. But they're telling a story here with these matches. So that's why you have a little bit more going on. So but overall, I think it was done very well. And I'm looking forward to see where they go from there.
Yeah. Yeah. People even mentioning Daria Ray being upset at the hometown man was priceless.
I know Daria Ray, I think she's doing a good job.
She
and
is. Them
heavily featuring her on the countdown, I think was a smart move. I think it added a little dynamic there. And then like she was even kind of like, you can see like when they were doing some stuff with Carlos, and like it's almost like the heat because she's bringing the heat. So like he was absorbing the heat with her.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's stuff. And the heat on Carlos is going to pass quick. People are going to forget about that 5 weeks later. Not even,
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, the heat that, once again, this is nothing new. But anytime it's TNA, it's a bigger story that you got to rehash, especially when they have big events to get clicks, because it's all about clickbait.
Yeah.
So, but once again, other people do it. It either never gets said, or if it is, it's forgotten about instantly. So, but once again, it'll pass too, because TNA, guess what? They're too hard to kill.
Yeah.
And you can't do anything to stop it anyway. So they'll just keep on thriving because that's what they do.
That's right.
Just like with this show.
There you go. So, all right. Well, let's wrap it up. We went a little long tonight, but man, it was worth talking about it. Love this, and I didn't want to do this without Bill sitting here. It was just proper way to do it. Plus, I was just too damn tired last night. After that pay-per-view, took a lot out of me. So emotional. No. But yeah, so thanks everyone for joining us. Chat was quite alive tonight. Loved it. Thank you all for giving us your opinions, good or bad, whether you loved it or not into it, whatever. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate it. You guys know what to do on your way out, though. Don't forget to smash that like button, smash that sub button, ring that bell for notifications so that you know when more of our content hits your screen. Say goodnight, Bill.
Good night, everybody.